Welcome back, trainers. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Shadow Hitmonchan in the Kanto Cup. So I am going to be talking a little bit softer and maybe a little bit slower than usual at first. I'll probably work my way into it, but it is currently 2 a.m. as I am recording this, so there you go. I had some great success with this thing. We're having a lot of fun because we don't need to worry about, our score anymore. It doesn't matter if we take losses, right? And seeing that the normal types are on the rise, we're going to go ahead and just use this Hitmonchan that we actually had made. We actually TM'd away Frustration during one of those Team Rocket events and purchased that secondary move. It's going to be very expensive for the Shadow Hitmonchan, so there are a variety of different moves that you can use for it. Personally, I'm going to be going with Thunder Punch and Close Combat. I have been switching it up and testing it out. I don't think we're going to be looking at any of those. I think maybe at the very end of the video. It's about 30 minutes long. We do have a set that I did just do a little bit ago, testing out a different move set, but I don't even think we really even used the move. But Close Combat is just going to be doing so much damage, especially when it's getting stab and as a shadow, so that's going to be great for you. But then I was thinking about, the counter damage is doing so much to super effective whatever in the first place, that do you really need something so overkill like that? Well, if shields are down, you're going to be able to sweep up. But I do want coverage up against the Alolan Marowak, and that's why we do have Thunder Punch to give us a little bit of edge there. Otherwise, we're going to be vulnerable up against it. We already are with that counter, but it is going to be pretty nice because counter in general is a good move, and getting stab and shadow, well, it's going to just be looking great. So taking a look at this battle here, we had a horrible lead. Going to be swapping into Dugong here. They're going to be going into that Alolan Muck. We're going to go right for the Icy Wind. Lower the attack. Now we're looking fantastic here. We can definitely take a Sludge Wave or a Dark Pulse at this point, especially since we're getting off 2. But the unfortunate part is they're building up so much energy. They should have probably almost 2 at this point. Let's see what happens. They're going for an Acid Spray. Very nice. And we're going to be able to farm them all the way down. Now we do have energy. We're going to get this off immediately. It does not matter what it is. Just going to lower the attack. It is going to be... Was that Eradicate? Yes, it is. Beautiful. So go ahead and bite me down. We're going to go in here with the Hitmonchan. They know that. They're going to swap immediately. We're going to go into our Alolan Marowak that we do have in the back, and they're going to give up that battle. Good game. Moving it into the next one here. See what we're going to be met with. It is going to be a Pidgeot with Gust. So that is basically a confusion to Toxicroak. Well, not quite, because it's a 2x weakness, but it's not looking good for a Shadow Hitmonchan. So horrible lead. Let's see if we can come back from this. So we did swap into Dugong, and they did go into Electrode, which you don't see too many of those. And go figure, when I did switch up my lead, did you see that? How we did have the Dugong, and I did do many other practice rounds. I switched up the Hitmonchan for the very first time, and I got a Pidgeot lead with Gust. Yeah, let's get it. Alright, so we're going to be shielding that up and farming it down. Plenty of health here, expecting that Pidgeot, and we do have that Thunder Punch too. Cover that. It's going to be doing a ton of damage, and we're going to get that off immediately here. Didn't even look like that Gust got through, and we're getting that off and swapping before the Gust even connects to the Hitmonchan. They're going to be going into their own Alolan Marowak here, and we do have Shadow Bone on this one, as well as Fire Spin and Bone Club. So this is going to be one of the ones that I did get during the raid hour. I decided to buy that secondary move and just, use this one here. So I've been having fun with it. Shadow Ball is going to be doing more damage. You could take your opponent by surprise. If you're using a Shadow, they're going to be like, oh, he's probably got Shadow Bone. So that's another strategy. We've talked about it in the past before as well. So going in here, we're going to be able to take out the Pidgeot with the Shadow Hitmonchan with a counter. Because, the Pidgeot is going to be part normal, so it is going to be taking that damage. So we have a horrible lead with the Shadow Victory Bell. So another bad lead. Let's see if we can come back again and take a victory here. So they're going to be swapping into Clefable, which is going to be just fairy typing, so we can actually go for that ghost move. We're going to go ahead and bait and see if they want to protect it, and they do not. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to farm it down, and we're going to shield this up, thinking that it could have been a Psychic, which would have potentially taken us out there. It's just a Meteor Mash, not very effective, so hey, it is what it is. We are down a shield. They're bringing in a Hypno here, so we're gonna go ahead and bait. I don't see the point of that bait there, because we have so low health. I figure they're gonna shield up anyways. So we're gonna be swapping into the Dugong here. They're going for that Thunder Punch, and we're gonna go into our Hitmonchan. I don't know. I'm trying to salvage this. Maybe we can just absorb some of the energy here, and they're going to be able to farm, but we're able to get to a Thunder Punch, and this will do damage to that Shadow Hypno here. So they're letting it go through, holding on to that last shield. Our Dugong is looking healthy, and for that last Pokemon that they had in the back, it is going to be Victory Bell, and this is not looking too great here. They're going to be able to Razor Leaf me down, and they take the win. Good game here. All right. Going into the next battle here, we're going to be met with a Snorlax. This is beautiful. We've seen this on the top. Well, the regular Snorlax. They're going to be swapping into the Golbat. We're going to go into our Alolan Marowak. Now, this was an accidental swap. I kind of meant to go into Dugong, to be honest with you. But let's see if we can turn this around from a mistake here. So going for the Shadow Bone, they shielded up lovely. And I bet they're going to let this go through. No, they're using 2 shields on that Golbat. They do not want this thing to survive. They're going for Poison Fang bait, and we did not fall for it. Not very effective because of the ghost typing here. I think we're going to go ahead and let this go through. And they're going for the Shadow Ball at the end there. Very nice, taking me out. Holding on to 1 shield, farming it down with the Dugong here. Nice energy, no more shields on their end. So we're going to go ahead and go for this. Now what we want to do, I think this is how we play it out. Wait for them to release their energy, and once they've done that, they're farming up quite a bit, and they are not going to release it. They're going to be retreating with energy, and we're going to go ahead and swap into our Hitmonchan immediately here, so we can win this. So let's see if we can play this right. Now the only problem is the Snorlax has energy, so it's going to be able to get off its charge. We need to, I don't know how this is going to work. Dugong, can you do this for us? This Body Slam is going to take us out. Hitmonchan is very glassy. And yes, we should be able to win this here. Yeah, absolutely. Easy money with the Dugong at the end, looking great. Let's go. Love this Legacy Dugong. It is a 100, not PvP IVs ideal. Absolutely not. All right, so we're going to finally get to see close combat. So they had a horrible lead. They swapped into Muck. We decided to stay in here, and we're getting that through, doing a ton of damage. They're going into Hypno. We're swapping immediately. We do not want to wait for that switch clock because they're locked in here, and we kind of want to stay into this fight. So we're getting a shield out of them, which is great. I think we're going to shield this. We're letting it go through. Thunder Punch, calling it. Yeah, that was too soon for a Shadow Ball, I do believe. I wasn't counting there. Going for another Shadow Bone, and they're double shielding that Hypno. Okay, so I think we're going to shield this up. They don't want this thing to get through again. And they're going to be swapping into their Lapras here. Don't know why I didn't swap. Is my switch clock not ready? Or we're just trying to do some chip damage before we swap into Hitmonchan and take a surf to the face. So we're going to be using our last shield here, expecting that Hypno to come back in. But we do have energy, so I go... maybe close combat would have done more. Definitely would have. So not able to get to another Thunder Punch. They have energy ready to go. So I'm thinking we should go in here with the Alolan Marowak. And I was hoping they would get off their energy, but this works as well. Getting to the Bone Club here. The reason why they didn't throw their energy is because they realized they needed to farm down that hit the next Pokemon with a charge move, right? So good game there. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at some more. Was able to win 4. Let's go. And we were able to get our Virizion through the Go Battle League. So this is going to probably be my, I'd say, like 4th legendary. So we're looking pretty good. Alrighty, moving into the next battles, we're met with an Alolan Golem, and they're going to be swapping into Alolan Marowak. We're going to go ahead and bring ours in right away as well. They do have a bit of an energy advantage because we're kind of slow on that swap there. They're going for Shadow Bone, doing a ton of damage. Now, since they did get it through, I think they're going to shield it up. Yep, they definitely want to protect that health on it. Since they do have the leg up at this point, we're going to go ahead and shield this up as well because, well, we're not going to go down without a fight. Let's see if we can get 2 shields out of them. If we do, that's going to be great, fantastic. We're going to be able to farm us just a little bit of extra there, no problem. We're going to go in here, obviously, with the Dugong. And let's see what they decide to throw at us. Shadow Bone, okay, doing a good amount of damage. And we finally get to Water Pulse. Now, do we know if this is going to be a Shadow Bone? Not entirely. It's just a Bone Club, letting it go through, saving the shield for the Hitmonchan because we need that. Hitmonchan is just very frail, and, well, we need to protect it. Swapping, and they have a Hypno in the back. That's GG's for me. Now I'm going to go for close combat. Now we can do the comparison here. And yes, it is absolutely doing more than Thunder Punch. So yeah, we have definitely lost this battle. There's no point in shielding up. Gonna let them take that win, and good game. All right, let's see what we have going for the next battle. Hitmonchan putting in work, starting it off. We're met with a Mew. This is absolutely horrible. We're going to be swapping into Dugong here, and that's still not that safe. And they're bringing in a Alolan Graveler here with Volt Switch, doing super effective damage. Unexpected here, so let's see how we play this out. We're going to let that Rock Blast go through, super effective to the Ice typing on Dugong, doing a ton of damage, and now we're in the worst position that we can be in. Because they were able to farm us down, we survived that Rock Blast with just enough health to farm us perfectly. Bringing in the Hitmonchan, they're going to be getting off another one here. We're going to go ahead and let that go through as well. Not good. We're going to have to get off our charge immediately because we're so frail we can't take any quick moves. Going for the close combat onto whatever it was. Looks like a Wigglytuff, part normal, doing a ton of damage. I think we can come back from this, folks. Maybe. Let's see how this plays out. Going for a Bone Club here. Getting a shield, and that's their last shield. Now we're holding on to 2, and I'm going to be shielding up whatever they throw at me. I don't even care. It's a Surf, so we're going to expect another one of those. And that is going to do a lot of damage if it does get through. And we're getting to the Shadow Bone. Folks, are we going to be able to pull this one off? It wasn't looking too good, but I think we're going to be able to make this work here. In comes the Wigglytuff, and we're able to take him out with quick moves. Let's go. That was a close one. Didn't think I was going to win that one there. Alright, so we're met with another one of these Gus Pidgeots, which is great, because it's always nice to see horrible leads for me, to see how we can play out of it, to see how well this team does hold up. It's been putting in some work for me. So they're bringing in that Shadow Victory Bell. We're able to get off an Icy Wind, get a shield, and do a ton of damage. We do have the Alolan Marowak, which we're just going to go in here and farm down. Fortunately, they're able to get to a charge move. It's not going to be very effective, but still doing a decent amount of damage because of the shadowness on it. So they're bringing in the Alolan Muck, which is going to be doing a ton of damage to me here. We're going to go ahead and shield this up. Obviously, don't want to waste all that energy. We have 2 Bone Clubs ready to go. This will not KO, but it will bring it pretty low. And we're going to be swapping, and they're going into Pidgeot here, going for the Thunder Punch. Alright, I think this one's pretty awesome. I get a little bit brave with the Hitmonchan here, so we're going to go ahead and shield this up. Get to a Thunder Punch and take that thing out. This Hitmonchan's like, what, you want some of this? I don't care about your gust. And we're going to be going for that Thunder Punch, taking him out. In comes the Muck. Watch how incredible this is. Resisting the quick moves on it, and we're able to counter it down with Hitmonchan. That was incredible. Let's get it. So I do believe we're actually going to be looking at a Pikachu Libre at some point in this video, just for one battle. I did test it out in about, I'd say 3 battles. We're not going to look at all of them because it's it's not happening. I mean, I'm sure somebody can pull it off if they have everything aligning perfectly. And I'm not, Flying Press did a ton of damage. We'll see it here. Just, I'm trying to bring you guys that spice and, bring it back to its roots, seeing that we can have a little fun right now in the Go Battle League. It's always, fun. I mean, for the most part. But a lot of times it's sweaty. Now it's not so much because, well, like we've discussed, like we all know, there's nothing that we really need to get to here. We can all get to rank 10 just by battling once in a while. Anyways, we have the Dugong up against the Alolan Marowak. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Icy Wind. No shield, and that's horrible. I'm not going to say it's pretty much game, but it's not looking great. Expecting a Bone Club at this point. We're going to survive it. Get off another Icy Wind and lower the attack yet again. And they're going to be letting it go through. Swapping into our own Alolan Marowak here. And since we did lower the attack, I don't want to risk it. It could be oh man, that sucks. That would have not done that much. And they have an Alolan Sandslash in the back. So our quick moves are doing a ton to that Ice and Steel. And that ground move is going to be also super effective. So we're just going to go ahead and keep going with the Bone Clubs here. I don't know if we could have just went with the Shadow Bone. But might as well just keep going like that. It's fine. I already knew we were going to potentially be able to win this here. Bulldoze is not going to KO. We're able to get to another Bone Club. And this is going to KO. And we're taking the win with the Alolan Marowak. Let's get it, trainers. Alrighty. Into the next battle. We're starting it off with Dugong this time. And now we have the fighting type lead, so we're going to be swapping into our Alolan Marowak, and they're going to be going into Hypno here. We're going to go straight for the Shadow Bone. Actually, I think this is the Shadow Ball version now. Yeah, it sure is. I accidentally picked this one, and I didn't realize. I was like, oh shoot, I just got a Shadow Ball through. I thought something was a little off because the Ghost type move was on the wrong side compared to the ground one. So they're bringing back in their Alolan Marowak, and we're going to be going for the Bone Club because now they don't want to get hit by that Shadow Ball. So let's see, we're going to go ahead and let this go through. We will survive a Bone Club here. And can we get to a Shadow Ball? Yes, we can. Let's see if we're going to get another shield out of them here. Or a shield. Oh, no, that's the last shield. Sweet. So they're all the way down. Oh, Pikachu Libre, guys. Here we go. So this is a good, matchup. We're looking great. If we had pretty much any other Pokemon, with a good team comp, we would have been looking great. But since we're using Pikachu Libre, I tried, guys. I really did. So I didn't want to, waste all my sets, but this is just about the gist of it and pretty much the best battle with Pikachu Libre here. Just thought I'd throw in a little fun battle in between here. A little intermission, literally 15 minutes in. So we're going to be shielding this up. Night Slash, okay. Flying Press, check this out. I know it's just a Primate, but still doing a lot of damage for it. Look at that. Unfortunately, they are going to have a lot of energy, and this is going to absolutely KO us. But it was still fun to, test it out to see what it can do. It's pretty much just a trophy Pokemon, and yes, I did max that out. All right, into the next battle. Starting it off with Hitmonchan, we're met with a Dugong in the lead, and this is fantastic for us. This is a matchup that we can and absolutely will win if we do play it correctly, and they're going to be shielding that up. And we're going to absolutely shield up this Icy Wind as well. So I do screw up, though, as I just said that. So basically, did you see all that energy I had? I should have threw that and got 2 shield out of them. But now we're wasting 2 of our shields and retreating with energy on it, locking ourselves in with no shields with a Wigglytuff. Okay, and they're ringing in Blastoise. So yeah, that's going to be able to get to their charge moves a lot faster than ours here. And not looking great. So yeah, a couple videos back, I was like, I don't know if they're at Ice Beam or Play Rough on their Wigglytuff. Yeah, it gets to both of them at the same time. All right, I get it. So going in with Hitmonchan here, going for that Thunder Punch. We have no more shields. We wasted them like a fool because we wanted to farm down. We got greedy, and we're going to be taking a loss here. Or are we? Here comes Snorlax. Let's see if we're going to be able to pull this off. Don't think so. But let's just see here. I don't want to back out quite yet. So going for another Bone Club. The only thing it can hit me with is pretty much the Lick. Body Slams will add up. More than likely they have superpower. Let's see. Yep, there's that Body Slam. Not very effective. And they're going to have another one ready to go. And then the Lick is going to actually take me out. Yeah, this is absolutely a GG for me. No way I could win that. All right, good game. Moving it into the next battle here. We're going to be met with a Snorlax. Yes, let's go. We like to see this. We love it. All right, so they are farming a little bit, going into Beedrill. So we're going to go ahead and... I don't know why I hit this. Close combat. Duh. Man, yeah, that sucks. So anyways, retreating, obviously, into the Alola Marowak. I think, again, I don't know. Maybe we could have went with the Dugong, but we did see that Snorlax, so I guess that's actually a better play. So now they can simply lick us down. They'll get energy, that's fine. But we're going to be able to dig into this Snorlax quite a bit. And leaving them with pretty much no health. Well, it's got plenty of health, but not that much. But a lot of energy, right? We have a Wigglytuff. We are using that. We took the Dugong off for now. Just testing it out. Just having a little fun. Switching up the team. Shielding up the Hitmonchan. We do have 2 shields. Farming it down. In comes an Alolan Raichu here. So we're going to be going for Thunder Punch. Not very effective. Getting a shield, fantastic. And what is it going to be? Getting to another Thunder Punch here. They're farming up. Looks like a Thunder Shock one. I think, yeah, definitely Thunder Shock. Swapping into our Wigglytuff, shielding this up, and this is a GG for us. And they're getting off a Wild Charge, and we're taking them down with a Charm that we did not even see. Into the next battle here, we're met with a Kangaskhan. Now, these are going to be the battles I just had a little while ago. This is obviously great. They're going to be swapping into Wigglytuff. We're going to be going into our Alola Marowak. This is looking fantastic. You don't want to go for a ghost move on this if you're confused. It is going to be part normal type. So just go for the Bone Club. Or maybe Fire Blast if you are one of the few people who have that on your Alola Marowak. But if you're going up against Clefable, then you're going to be safe to go for the ghost type moves because it is just going to be fairy, and that is just neutral damage. So they're going for the Play Rough, and we're going to be able to farm down, surviving barely with 1 or 2 HP there. So we're going to have to hit this charge immediately, expecting the Kangaskhan. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Bone Club, doing neutral damage, and they're going to be taking us down. I do believe that has a low kick. And they're going to be swapping into Clefable, and we do an instant swap too because we already predicted they were going to do that. And it looks like we're going to be able to win this here, but we can't call it quite yet. So they're going to be shielding that up. Using their first shield, we're getting to another Icy Wind, which is going to reduce the attack by 2 stages at this point. getting both shields. They know that they have to keep this Clefable alive. So what's going to happen here? This is awesome. Hitmonchan's coming in with energy, able to get to this Thunder Punch and take them out. We still have 2 shields left. In comes the Kangaskhan. We're simply going to be able to farm down and take the win with 2 shields with the Shadow Hitmonchan. Let's get it. Starting it off with the next battle, we're met with an Alolan Muck. This is fantastic for us. Let's see if they want to stay in here. Nope, they're going to be gaining a little bit of energy going into their Clefable, and we're going to go into our Alolan Muck here, or Alolan Marowak. Getting my Alolans mixed up here. And going for a Shadow Bone, as you can see here, doing great damage. And we're in a good position here. We're going to go ahead and let this Psychic go through. Hopefully we can... Oh man, that got a little greedy. We could have taken them out and then had a swap advantage, but... Yep, that greed got the best of me here. So we're going to be going in with Dewgong, and they're going to be going in with Snorlax. And instantly I identify that the Hitmonchan can take out both of this and the other Pokemon, so we're looking pretty good here. Don't think I want to use any shields on Dewgong, and basically just go in with Hitmonchan and just go to town. Just shield it up, and I don't even need to get off any charge moves. Let's see how this does play out here. Reducing the attack on this. Man, the Dewgong's just putting in work. I think it's going to be able to take it out before the Hitmonchan does. So we're swapping there, taking them out, and a little bit of lag. We're going to shield this up. It's not very effective, but doesn't matter. We're Shadow, and we don't have the most health around. Going for the Thunder Punch here. It doesn't matter. He knows. He realizes, yeah, I should just went for counters, and we're taking the win there. Good game. When we get into the next battle here, have a few more for you guys. And we're going to be met with a horrible lead. This is awesome. This is good. Not even being sarcastic. Let's see if we can play out of it. Going into the Dewgong, they're going to be going into Shadow Victory Bell. And I mean, this is not the worst. I don't really care too much about it because we can get a shield out of them, as well as lowering the attack and then taking them down into the red here. We can go in with our Alolan Marowak and then farm down the rest. Let's see if they're going to be able to get off a charge. No, they're not. Great. And they're going to be going in here with the... Of course, Alolan Muck. So we're going to be going for the super effective Bone Club here. Now let's just hope they don't have a Charm user or a Confusion user in the back, or the Hitmonchan is going to be in a world of trouble. So we're going to be swapping, and they have an Alolan Marowak themselves. So we're going to go ahead and let this go through. Just a Bone Club here. Can take that quite nicely. Going for a Thunder Punch. We're just going to start digging in. Counter's not very effective. And I don't know about this one, guys. Let's see if we can pull that off. Another Thunder Punch here. Finally getting their last shield. They're farming up a lot. They have Hex. That does charge energy a little bit faster than the Fire Spin. And they're able to farm a little bit. Going in with our own here, final Pokemon. And we're going to be shielding this up. Farming a little bit more and then going for this Bone Club. Don't think it's going to KO. Let's see. Oh, no, it does. Okay, never mind. In comes the Muck, and we're able to, oh my gosh, almost get to another one. That was so dang close. Good game. Let's go. Those are always fun. Almost came back from that one there. All right, into the next battle here. We're met with a Machamp. Let's see how this works. And I do believe this is the last battle here. So they're going to be able to get to their charge moves first. That's fine. We're still doing a little bit more. They're swapping into their own Alolan Marowak, and we're going to be going into our Dewgong here. Now, I don't remember how this plays out. Gonna let this go through. Shadow Bone doing a lot of damage. Not good. Building up to a Water Pulse, but going for an Icy Wind. Let's hope they shield up. And they let it go through. Lovely. Another one of these situations here. So, expecting them to go for Bone Club. And it's another Shadow Bone. And it's not taking us out. We survived with 1 HP. Able to get off another Icy Wind and lower that attack. But they're using their shield, which is big. That was awesome. Perfect. So we're definitely going to go in here with our Hitmonchan, try to get that last shield out of them. And then I do believe retreat or farm down. Oh my gosh, let's get it. Let's farm it down. And they're going in with a Wigglytuff. We're going to get off this just to do some chip damage and then swap into our little Marowak immediately here. And they do have that Machamp in the back. So we're looking pretty here, guys. We're looking fantastic. Let's get it. They're letting it go through, and it's not KOing. Now, I couldn't take the risk here. Could have been a potential Rock Slide, so we're shielding it up. It is just a cross chop, so they baited me really nice. But it doesn't really matter. As long as I build up to 2 Bone Clubs here, I'm going to be able to take the win. And we did. Let's see if we can get another one in here before. All right, fantastic. And this is going to finish it off with the Alolan Marowak at the end, taking the win. And I lied. We have more battles. I guess I just put in a whole bunch more. Gonna bring you guys a nice long video here. So we have a horrible lead swapping into our Dugong, and they're going to be going into Muck. And this is, I like this matchup with the Dugong. As long as we can get off this Icy Wind, the Dark Pulses are going to start doing just obviously less and less, but it's not too threatening for the somewhat thick Dugong over here, especially after lowering that attack and going for another one here. Even if they go for a Sludge Wave, it's still not worth it. So we're able to take them out. No shields have been used. They're going in with Hypno. Now we're in a fantastic position here because we're going to be able to lower their attack, and they're going to kind of be forced to throw energy here. Confusions are going to be able to take us out, but we're going to be able to get off another one here. So there they go, throwing that energy. That's great. We're going to shield this up. Going to lower their attack again, and then go in with the Alola Marowak. We're going to let the Dugong go down, though. We don't want to get switch locked, but they're switch locking themselves, and we're going to go ahead and bring in our Hitmonchan here just to have them use their energy, and as well as doing chip damage to their Alola Marowak here. So they're going for 2 Bone Clubs, and I figured this was the play because I wasn't going to go up against Confusion on the Hypno. So let's just go in here with the Hitmonchan and, you know, do a little bit of damage, almost kind of like forcing them to throw energy, but looks like they know exactly how to play this. Just shield these up and then farm me down. Exactly. Now we're going to go ahead and throw in the Dugong to make them waste the energy. Alright, so check this out, folks. We pretty much had this in the bag, but I thought they were going to bait me, and we threw the battle here. That was going to be an easy win. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.